The biggest game of our season is officially upon us. We got an El Clasico final in the Copa del Rey. On Saturday, Barcelona will be playing Real Madrid with a trophy on the line. It does not get much bigger than this. This game right here is for all the marbles. This is realistically the one chance that we have to win a trophy at the end of the season. This is do or die. It's make or break. And when I factor in how awful that we've been this season, when I look at the results that we've had in the two El Clasicos before this, everything leads me to one conclusion. And that is that this is a must-win game. We absolutely have to go out there and win this trophy. The elusive Copa del Rey. I've only seen us win this tournament one time in the 10 years that I've been watching. So this is damn near my Champions League final right now, because it's not looking likely that we'll win La Liga, and we also have to stop Barcelona from possibly winning a treble. I'm going to need the players to go out there and have the game of their lives, because we are legit the underdogs. We're walking into this game and everyone is doubting us. Everybody is thinking that Barcelona are going to just slap us up again, because what they've been doing to us in the El Clasicos this season, it feels illegal. But I know that my boys are going to step up for this game. They know how important this is. It's Carlo Ancelotti's last chance at a trophy, realistically, because we all know the news that's surrounding him at the moment. But I need you guys to get in that comment section and let me know what you're saying for this match. We're going to talk about both teams, and then at the end, I will be building the starting 11 that I think Carlo Ancelotti needs to play, because things have to change. We got to go into this game with different tactics, because what we've tried to do against Barcelona this season has failed miserably. But let's get into it. So Real Madrid, heading into this game, sitting second in La Liga, trailing Barcelona, right? The two best teams in Spain will be facing off. But Barca have just been clear of us, and we'll talk about them a little bit later. But Madrid are only 4 points behind them. And I know that it doesn't seem like a lot, and it's not, right? I mean, we can still get back into it if Barcelona do drop points, but everything is in their hands. We would need other teams to help us out to possibly win this La Liga trophy. And the form that we've been on, it's been very up and down. So not only do we have to be perfect for the rest of this season, but we'd also need Barcelona, a team that haven't lost a game in the league since 2025 has started. It's just not looking that good. That's why this Copa del Rey final, this is a trophy that is in our hands. We're here. We can win it if we just have a different game plan. But just looking at the league, we do need some help. I'd say that we have a 10% chance of winning La Liga. I'd say that Barcelona have a 90% chance. Like, if they don't win it from this point, it's because they've had a massive capitulation. But we've seen these kind of things happen, right? Barcelona still got to worry about Inter Milan in the UCL semifinals. So that could be something that messes them up. You never know what injuries or what other things can happen throughout these next few weeks. So we have to keep winning these games, because if Barcelona fall off, we have to be there to capitalize. But our form, despite us picking up dubs, I've just not been that happy with how we've played. I mean, we did recently just come off of a decent game against Bilbao, but then against Getafe, we went back to looking very mediocre, especially in that second half. So, I mean, look, it's just jarring, bro. We're sitting here on 72 points. we were leading La Liga in January. We had a nice little points gap between us, and then we absolutely bottled it. Like, this season has just been shit. Now, last time that we played Barcelona, they absolutely destroyed us. I mean, they've destroyed us every single time we've played them. Shit, even if you want to count preseason, they cooked us in the preseason. Then they came to the Bernabeu in La Liga, dog walked us 4-0. And then in the Spanish Super Cup final, they demolished us 5-2. Like, they have outplayed us, and it's not even been close. In this game, the only player that I think for Real Madrid, well, I'd say there's 3 players that I would give a little bit of a pass to in this game. The first one is Mbappe, right? Mbappe scored the first goal super early in the game, right? Nice little run. I thought that it was going to be a very good game for us with the way that we started. But then Barcelona, they just blitzed us. And we're lucky that this game only ended with them scoring 5 goals. Don't forget, they got a red card in the second half. If it was not for that red card, Barcelona could have probably went on and scored 6 or 7. I think Mbappe was decent this game. I think Rodrigo, he scored in the second half. He was okay. And I think that Cartuja wasn't bad. Aside from those 3 players, everybody else disappointed me. Camavinga in this game with a absolute stinker. One of the worst performances that I've seen from Camavinga. This guy gave away a penalty, right? Lamine Yamal cooked us. Rafinha dropping a man-to-match level performance. Lewandowski bagged a penalty as well. Alejandro Balde, the left back, getting involved with the goals. Barcelona absolutely blitzed us in this final. This is the last time that we played them. I mean, you got to think about it from this POV. The reason that I'm going to still back my boys, despite how awful we've been, is because it gets to a point where it just comes down to pride. Right? Like, you cannot allow Barcelona to embarrass you like this every single game that you've played them. Let's also factor in that this could be the only trophy that we win towards the business end of the season. And let's also factor in that we don't want Barca to do the treble. Again, they've done a treble before. We have not won the treble. I'm not trying to see them do that because they do have a very good chance of winning La Liga, and they have a very good chance of winning the Champions League. So we got to play party spoilers. We got to leave this season, right? We've already won 2 trophies. We won the UEFA Super Cup. We won the Intercontinental Cup, but we need to leave the second half of the season with something. So I'm just going straight off of pride, off of us being Real Madrid, and this is a cup final. I cannot see them embarrassing us again. Now, looking at the recent form that we've been on, we just got a 1-0 win over Getafe. I think that in the first half of that match, we played really well. Second half, we were shit, right? Getafe had more opportunities than us. We're very lucky that we didn't drop points that game. If we would have dropped points in that match, then the La Liga title race would have officially been over. We have to win every single game in the league from this point on if we want to have any chance of possibly catching Barca. The game before that, we played Bilbao, and I think that we actually cooked them. Don't let the 1-0 fool you, right? We were peppering them. They blocked a lot of shots. Unai Simon had an amazing performance as well, but we cooked them. So I'm hoping that we can have that kind of performance for this game against Barcelona. Now, obviously, we've seen us get knocked out the UCL, right? Arsenal embarrassed us in both legs. So, again, the form is up and down. Right? I think a lot of us acknowledge that we've just been off of it this season. A lot of us, right? We want this to end. Let's just be very honest. Like, I am waiting for this season to be over. After this Copa del Rey final, I'm already thinking about the Club World Cup. I'm already thinking about the summer window. I'm already thinking about what new manager will come in next. Now, let me know what you guys are saying about Real Madrid's form and what do you think will happen for us in this game. Now, let's talk about the ops. Barcelona, they are sitting first in La Liga, And I'm going to be very honest. They are the best team in Spain. They are arguably the best team in the world this season. What they have been doing to teams has been crazy this season. They've absolutely went out there and blitzed everybody. Like Hansi Flick has came to Barcelona and worked miracles. I have to give him a lot of credit. This is the same Barca team last season that went trophyless. This is the same Barcelona team that didn't win a trophy, that looked awful, that got dog walked in the El Clasicos last season. And now they're out here battering teams. These guys have not lost a league match since this new year has started. They didn't lose a game until last week when they lost in the second leg to Dortmund. But that's because they already qualified after battering Dortmund in the first leg. I don't even think that they took that Dortmund game serious. But they've been cooking. Like, it's actually been so jarring to see because they play some good football, and then I got to go watch Real Madrid play hero and struggle ball. Whereas Barcelona, they have fluidity. They play like a team. So it's actually crazy. Just to be very honest. I mean, I got to give Barca credit. I can't even hate on it. Hansi Flick, in my opinion, is the difference. Because I believe that we have a better team than Barca. But we just don't have the tactics to look better than them. So I'm sticking by that. Now, they are top of the league, like I said, 76 points, only 4 points clear. But they've been by far the better team if you've been watching both of us play. Now, looking at the form that they've been on, they've been winning every game. Don't let that 1-0 victory over Mallorca make you think that they struggled. They didn't struggle that match. Mallorca's goalkeeper just had one of the best performances that we've seen all season. He made about 10, 12 saves. They were cooking them. The game before that, that was shaky. 4-3 against Celta Vigo. They looked a little bit wobbly out there. They lost to Dortmund, but I'll honestly give them a little bit of a pass, right? Guirassy scored a hat trick on them. And let's be honest, right? Like Barca, they already knew that they were going to go through. Actually, they did concede 2 hat tricks in back-to-back games because Guirassy scored a hat trick in the Dortmund match, and then Iglesias for Celta scored a hat trick against Barcelona as well. But, I mean, aside from these 2 games, right, and they did kind of struggle a little bit against Leganes, but, I mean, it's just nothing but wins. Like, look at this. Look at this form, chat. I'm going to keep going. So the last time that they lost a league match was December 24th. Brother, I've seen more losses in the last 2-3 weeks than Barca have seen in the last 5 months. You know how crazy that is. But, yeah, their form, it's been good, right? They are the favorites heading into this matchup. Now, they do have some injury issues as well, right? Like Lewandowski is not going to be available for this game. I think Alejandro Balde may miss this matchup as well. Marc Casado, he is out for basically the entire season. And then Ter Stegen, he had an ACL injury. Don't expect him. And also Marc Bernal. So, look, Alejandro Balde, Lewandowski, them being out is a bonus for us. But we got to keep an eye on it, right? Because anything could change over these next 2 days, especially with Balde. I think I've seen some reports saying that he's trying to get fit for this matchup. I think Lewandowski is not going to be available, though. So this does play in our favor. Same thing with Marc Casado, right? He is a good player. He's been very important for Barca in that double pivot. So 3 players that Barca rely on are not going to be there. So that is a slight advantage for us. Now, I know that, some people, they may not agree with what I'm about to predict, but I do want to build a Barcelona 11 that I think they will play more than likely, right? Now, I think it'll be Szczęsny in goal, right? Like, obviously. And how do you even spell this guy's name? SZ what? Here we go. Szczęsny. I think he'll be in goal. I think it'll be Koundé at right back. I think it'll be Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez at center back. And you Barca fans, let me know if I'm correct with what I'm predicting here. I think with Alejandro Balde being out, it'll probably be Gerard Martin, right? Let's see if he pops up right here. No, he does not. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Gerard Martin. Yeah, I think he'll be at left back. In the double pivot, I think they go Pedri. And then I think next to Pedri, do you think it'll be Frankie de Jong? I'm trying to think. And this is where, look, Barca fans, get in the comment section and let me know, because obviously you would know more about how you guys may line up. But yeah, I'm thinking like maybe Frankie de Jong, because he's been really good for Barcelona lately. So I'm going to say him in that pivot, especially, Casados being out. I mean, maybe Gavi could go there as well, even though I don't know. Like, maybe Gavi does start this game, honestly. You know what? I'm going to say Gavi. Because, Gavi, this guy is a stamina merchant, runs around, kisses the badge, no footballing ability, just vibes, just passion. That's what he is. I think he'll be in that midfield next to Pedri. Then in the 10, Megan Rapinoe, right? And you go Danny Olmo. On the right, Yamal. Then I think on the left, it'll be Rafinha. Like, these are no-brainers right here. And then in the 9, I'm going with the tuna fish, Ferran Torres. So this is how I think Barcelona line up in the 4-2-3-1. Like, this is what I'm expecting from them. So let me know what you guys think about this and if I am right or wrong. And also, I want to know what you guys are saying about Barcelona just in general. Now, let's get into some Real Madrid updates, because there's been some bad news that has broken since our matchup against Getafe. And the first thing that we got to talk about is Camavinga, because his season is officially over, right? Camavinga has suffered a complete tear of his left abductor tendon. Now, I have no idea what that is. I thought that my guy pulled his groin, but I knew that once he got injured at the end of that Getafe match, that he was not going to be available for this game. But I did not expect him to be out for the entirety of the remainder of the season. And they're also saying that he's expected to miss the Club World Cup as well. And this sucks, because Camavinga was actually playing pretty well over the last few weeks. Like, he looked good against Getafe. He looked good against Bilbao. He looked good in the first leg against Arsenal. And now he's out. And I was going to rely on him during this match. I expected Camavinga to start at left back in this game against Barcelona. But now that he's not there, it's a big miss for us. And this just kind of sums up Camavinga's season in general, right? Like, Camavinga, for majority of this campaign, has been shit. He's regressed. And when he's been fit, it's just not been good. But he also has dealt with a lot of injuries this season. Like, he missed the beginning of the season. He got injured right before the Super Cup. Then he got injured after the Liverpool game. That kept him out for a while. So Camavinga has been dealing with poor form and injuries for the entirety of the season. And now this guy is basically going to be out for the next few months. And he's not going to be able to help us in the Club World Cup. So that is a big miss. Also, right, Carlo Ancelotti confirmed that David Alaba is more than likely not going to be available for this Copa del Rey final either. Now, that is not as big of a miss, right? Let's just be very honest. David Alaba, this guy has been so mid this season. Since he's come back from his ACL injury, he's just not the same player. So I don't think we're going to miss David Alaba, but he's also not going to be there. And that can impact us now that Camavinga's out as well, because what are we going to do in certain positions? Now, on a positive, Kylian Mbappe is expected to be available for this match, right? He's returned to training after missing the Bilbao game. He missed Getafe, but they are saying that he's supposed to be in the squad. Whether he starts or not, that's a different thing that we can talk about when I do the predicted 11. But this is a boost for our attack. Then also, Ferland Mendy, I believe, is back from injury. Now, I don't think he's going to start this game. I'll just tell you this right now. I would have started Ferland Mendy, but you can't put him in against Barcelona after the guys damn near missed 2 months of football, right? So he may be in the squad and he may get minutes, but I just don't see him starting. I think throwing him out there against Lamine Yamal when he's going to be a little bit rusty would be a death sentence. Now, looking at the other updates that we have, obviously, right, Militao, Danny Carvajal, they're not going to be available. They've torn their ACLs. And then they're showing us these academy kids that have some disciplinary points issues. I don't know why they're showing us that, because these guys have no chance of seeing the field. But whatever, right? So Carvajal, Militao, and Camavinga are all three out. Ferland Mendy, Mbappe, they should be in the squad. Now, let's get into my favorite part of every single match preview, and that is predicting the starting 11 that I think Carlo Ancelotti will put out there. Now, I want to say this. We're not doing a 4-3-3. We're not doing a 4-2-3-1, okay? That shit has not worked out for us against Barcelona this season. I think we got to go back to what we were doing last season. We need to run the 4-4-2, more specifically, the diamond, okay? So let's get into it. And I will be moving things around because I know it looks like a 4-4-2 flat at the moment. But in goal, I kind of wanted Lunin to play in this game. But because of how important this matchup has now become, I think Courtois has to be in goal, right? I mean, it sucks for Lunin because usually in the domestic cups, that's when the goalkeeper gets a run out. But I mean, look, Courtois has been arguably our best player this season. He needs to be out there. I'm a bit to be very honest. So for me, Courtois, right? Because Barcelona are going to be putting us under a lot of pressure. So we're going to need somebody that's going to be able to handle it. And I think that Lunin can do a good job. But if Courtois is fit, I mean, it's not really much of a debate here. Now at right back, Lucas Vasquez did play well against Getafe. But to be honest, you got to go Valverde, right? I mean, Lucas Vasquez, more times than not, is a liability at that right back spot. Rafinha would destroy this guy, okay? Lucas Vasquez started in the El Clasicos this season. Rafinha damn near dropped the man of the match performance in every single game. Fede Valverde is the best option that we have at right back, right? This guy is an absolute monster, can do anything that we need at a world-class level. So I got Valverde at that right back spot. Now, I think the back line needs to be Asensio. I don't really think that anybody's going to argue with me there. He's been arguably our best defender this season. He's been a revelation because with all the injuries that we had, it was looking peak. And then Asensio came in and performed at such a good level that he's kind of saved us this season. Then next to him would be Rudiger at left center back. So this is how I think the back line looks so far. Now, left back, I was going to put Camavinga here. But now that he's injured, and because Ferland Mendy is just coming back from injury, it has to be Fran Garcia. And this makes me very nervous. Fran Garcia versus Lamine Yamal. Oh, my goodness me. Fran Garcia is going to need the Lord with him this Saturday because I think he's the weak link. Like, Lamine Yamal is about to have a field day on that right side of their attack and the left side of our defense. I'm going to need Fran Garcia to play the best game of his life, bro, because I already don't rate him that highly. I think Fran Garcia going forward is fantastic, right? He's a great crosser. He's good in build-up. He's good in the final third. But defensively, bro, oh my goodness, right? I just don't think that he's going to be able to deal with a tricky winger like Lamine Yamal. So, like, this matchup is already a negative for us, right? The same way that Barca's left back is a liability for them, Fran Garcia is a liability for us. Now, in the midfield, I'm going to go, and again, I'm going to move people around. This will end up being the diamond. I think that Dani Ceballos will start this game, right? Dani Ceballos was super important for us before his injury. He's come back now, and I expect him to start, right? I think that Dani Ceballos is a very important player for us. Now, I'm going to go Jude, but he will be playing as like more of that 10 role, right? Then we got to go Tchouaméni. in the 6. And then that leaves Luka Modric. He's going to have to start this game. And what kind of sucks is we're not going to be able to outplay Barcelona. We're not going to dominate the ball. We're not going to look better than them. We're going to have to do a lot of running. We're going to have to defend a lot, and we're going to have to look to hit them on the counterattack. Anybody that's expecting Real Madrid to outplay Barcelona, you're an idiot, and you have no ball knowledge. I'm going to just say that right now, okay? Now, what you're noticing, right, is because I'm running a 4 midfield, right, the diamond, that means that one of the 3 attackers is going to have to get dropped. It's just not worked out this season when we've played all 3 of them, right? Like, the chemistry is still not there. We don't have a system that gets the best out of everybody. So we got to keep that in mind. Now, the Luka Modric thing, the point that I was trying to make was Luka Modric is 40 years old, bro. And I don't like starting him in games where we're not going to dominate the ball because it's like, then why is he out there? But we don't have any other option. Valverde has to be in the back line, right? Camavinga is injured. So it's like, who are we going to run there? Unless you tell me that we play, let's say, for example, Jude in the 8, right? And then maybe do you play Arda Güler? I mean, look, Arda Güler had a very good game against Getafe. We know that we've lacked creativity in this midfield. Maybe I would not start Luka Modric. And I'm doing this all on the fly. I'm just trying to work out what can get us a good result against Barca. You know what? Actually, I would play Jude in the left 8. I would play Ceballos in the right 8. And then maybe I would start Arda. But would Carlos start Arda? Like, that's the thing. I'm not sure. So maybe there is a way for the front 3 to all get in there together. Because maybe you could play Rodrigo in the 10. I'm going to be honest. Look, I think that Rodrigo gets dropped. Rodrigo's always the one that gets sacrificed. So let's not even waste time. I think it'll be Vinicius and it'll be Mbappe up front. This is what I think it'll look like. Because now that I'm actually trying to understand, because we're going to need somebody that's going to help Fran Garcia. So it only makes sense that Jude is on that left mid to be able to kind of track back. But then we also need Jude to be crashing the box because that's what he does well. But I'm going to go with this. But I don't know who gets in this 10. You know what? Will it be Rodrigo? I don't know, bro. Maybe it will be Rodrigo. Maybe it'll be Arda. But knowing Carlo, it'll be Rodrigo. I'll be very surprised if Arda starts this game. But yeah, I think that we kind of run it like this. 4-4-2 diamond, right? Hopefully it works out, but who knows? Look, man, big up to the chat, all right? Make sure that you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. Let me know what you guys are saying. We will be live with a watch along right here. You guys do not want to miss it. Also, get in the Discord. The link is pinned down below. Huge game coming up. A trophy is on the line, possibly the only trophy that we can leave this season with in the bottom or in the second half of the season. Smash that like button, subscribe. Holla Madrid!